still listen to it, and I think that would definitely help with this podcast as well. I also plan to release clips. I'm not exactly sure how that is going to go per se, if it's going to be clips before the actual podcast is released or if it's after. I don't know. But, it's a new year. We'll figure all those things out. But the main thing I want to say is, baby, we here and we here to stay, man. You know who it is. Fuck with me. I got it. I be cracking myself up. I am hilarious. Like sometimes I be catching myself like in my thoughts and like shit that I be thinking of. And I be like, yo, I'm a ill nigga. I am sick. Like the shit that I just be thinking of or talking about to myself more in general or to others. Like I be like, yo, I'm an ill nigga, man. Like, yeah. But you know, we here to stay. I'm gonna make sure I keep this consistent and keep it going. I appreciate everybody has been that has been listening to it. I appreciate everybody that viewed it, that subscribed to the YouTube, that followed the Instagram page, Scumbag Podcast. I appreciate it all. And if it's one person that listen, I'm satisfied with that. If it's 10, 20, however many people, that fuck with me and, that want to hear my perspective on different things, I appreciate that, and I definitely want to let y'all know that I appreciate that. And that's one of the main reasons why I want to keep it going, because I do want to make my point of view known, especially for myself and especially for the people that fuck with me and the people that fuck with the Scumbag Podcast. I thought about changing the name. My therapist been giving me a lot of flack about it. We'll see about that, but as of right now, this is what it is. And we gonna talk our shit how we normally talk our shit. So let's get into some shit, Let's start off a little light. So GameStop and like AMC, like this prior week, so the basis of it is, just to break it down to how it was broken down to me. So, it's these big hedge funds and, they'll make money off of like buying low on the stock. So let's say a stock first comes onto the market and it's, $7 a share. They'll buy low at that $7 a share because they know that the value of the stock is going to increase. So, as more money gets put into that company, they'll sell, once they feel like that the stock has hit a peak. So let's say it went from $7 and more money came in and now it's $30. So they'll buy a gang of those shares. They'll buy $1 million. So let's say they spend $7 million on a million shares. And then they'll wait till it hits like $30 a share. And then they'll sell. Because from there, they made $30 million, but they profited 23 million because they already put 7 million into it. So that's a 23 million markup just for buying these shares, and they didn't have to really do any work, and that's the way that it works on one side. And also on the other side, they're able to bet against certain stocks. So they'll bet, that a certain stock is going to lose value, and they'll bet against that stock. And, they have their team and these big corporations that do, they research, and they'll see a place like GameStop, with the new consoles that's out, everybody is able to download games. You don't have to go out to a particular store and buy a game anymore. You could just download it to your console now. So that puts GameStop whole business model, out of whack. The PS5 just dropped, the new Xbox just dropped. With those, you're able to download the game strictly to that specific console rather than going out to GameStop or going out to Target. I mean, they're still available in physical form, but that's if you want to get the physical form. But you also have the option of buying that game and downloading it to your specific console without even leaving your home, without even leaving your room. And that's kind of similar to what was the name of that place that we used to go to? Blockbusters. What was the name of it, right? Yeah, Blockbusters. So, we used to, in order to like get a movie that we wanted, instead of like, now we able to just turn on the TV, go to Netflix, watch a show, go to Amazon, buy a show or watch it. We used to have to go to the actual store. And like that's crazy. Like I feel old seeing that. Like even me just like trying to break down that concept to my kids, they'll be like, why? Why you just ain't download it? Why you just ain't watch it on YouTube? But whatever. But yeah, with Blockbusters, you used to have to go to the store. And I remember like as a shorty, when I used to go in there, they have the little candy and shit, and then you just go, they have the owls categories. So, you go to your comedy, you go to your romance, you'll go to your action, you'll go to your sci-fi, and like, you'll find the movie that you're looking for, find a new movie to watch. And like even when DVDs came out, like we went there, we bought our DVDs and different things like that. And we'll take them home, and then we had a certain amount of time before we had to turn that movie back in. And that's kind of like the formula for GameStop at this well. Like you was able to buy, rent, even sell, your console or your games or different things like that. But now, they're able to download it. Like everything has advanced with technology. And all these hedge funds, they was like, yo, we gonna bet that, GameStop is going to lose value because the new way of working is that people are able to download the games. And apparently there's like this group on Reddit. I never been on Reddit before, but I know that that's a forum for like, people to give their opinions and like chat and different things like that. But I forgot the name of it. It's something stocks, but they knew that this was happening with GameStop. And they was like, instead of these billionaires or these big corporations making all of this money hand over foot by just saying like, yo, we see that company is going to devalue just based off of like current advancement technology. So we're going to bet that this company loses value. And they did that, and these people on Reddit, they recognized that, and they was like, you know what, fuck these people trying to make all of these billions of dollars, these big corporations. How about all of us come together as a conglomerate, and we just gonna flood the market? We just gonna flood all our money and all our interest into GameStop, so that the big corporations and these hedge funds will lose money, and the average person that's on Reddit or a part of that group will make money, because if they dump all of this money into it, that means that the stock is going to go into value. And they did that, and that motherfucker rose like, I want to say 1,000% up. I don't know the amount per se, but let's just say, let's say the stock was, I don't know, $10. After the people from Reddit and then social media got a hold of, and they started pumping more money into it, let's say that it started off at a regular day, it was going to be $10. And after they pumped all that money into it, it went into, let's say, $1,000. So let's say you bought a share at $10, and now you own the share, and because everybody done pumped all this money into it, it's worth $1,000. That's a 900% fucking increase on the fucking stock. Like, and that's what happened. And people are mad at like what's the name of that place? Robinhood. Robinhood, it allows like the average person to, buy stocks or buy shares into a company, or not even buy a whole stock. Like you can invest as little as $1 and go and see what that dollar does into a stock, and you can own a portion of the stock, or you can buy, the stocks outright. But once they got a hold of and they seen that was going on, they start putting regulations in where you couldn't buy any more stock in GameStop. The only thing that you could do was sell. So if you already had the stock in GameStop, you could sell it off. But a newcomer, let's say I'm just hearing about it now, so I want to go in, I want to dump some more money into it, I can't. I can't buy any more at GameStop. And that's something that normally only happens when there is when they suspect fraud. They'll stop, the sale of a certain stock until they're able to figure out exactly what's going on with it. But it wasn't any fraud going on. This is everyday life. This is how the stock market works. And this is how big hedge fund company, they make billions of dollars every fucking year, by either they'll do the same thing where they'll get with their billionaire buddies and be like, yo, we gonna invest all of this money into this specific stock. We'll invest billions and trillions of dollars into this specific stock, and it'll look like it's going up. But once we feel that it gets to a certain number, we'll just cash out and just sell all of it, and we'll make a profit of billions and trillions of fucking dollars. That's legal. That's the way that the stock market works. But for somehow, like when these random people just did it, the average person, the average Joe, just did it, the people like me and yourself did it, they stopped it. And that was like red flags to everybody. So they have these lawsuits and different things that's going on. I don't think anything is going to come of it because they do have that option, but it's never been done before when it comes to like the hedge funds and these big corporations making all this money. They'll never stop anybody from buying it or selling it. But when it comes to the average person, buying and selling it, they stopped it. And like that's like total bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get in on it. One of the people that I know, I didn't even know what was going on. Keep it 1,000 with you. Like I've been researching it ever since. But one of the people that I know, she was on Facebook. She was like, "Yo, y'all need to put y'all money into AMC and also GameStop, and I think it was like something else." So I went and I looked at it and I seen that it was up 100, like 800%, something like that. And me just knowing from like dealing with the stock company before, I'm like, that's not a good time to buy when it's up 800%. The best time would have been when it was at 1%, when it was $10. There's no need to buy it now when it's $400 because it's not going to make a lot of money. But I seen a lot of more people like, buying and posting about it. So I started to do more research on it. And I seen like this was like a coup. like niggas was like, yo, we done with these motherfuckers making all these billions of dollars and we sitting up here and we not making shit. You know what I'm saying? And people starting to like really get into like the stock market game. And I'm no expert at all. I made a few bucks here and there. But overall, I'm still learning, this year not last year, but 2020, I put a major focus into like the stock market and buying and selling and different things like that. And I did make some money off of it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like it can definitely be lucrative, but you have to, for me, it's a continuing thing of just like learning and just like understanding and like researching the company and like seeing, different things about a company and getting my own tips. Okay. Like, yo, this company, they're developing a new phone or a new 5G. So of course, at some point, this stock is going to rise because everybody is going to be into this new product that they have. But that's just my take on it. But that was definitely interesting. And I'm going to keep reporting on it and, keep investigating and see, how this turns out. But that was very interesting to me. That was something that I don't think has ever been done. Like anytime that a hedge fund, like those major hedge funds betted against a company, is 9 times out of 10 because they're 110% that stock is going to go down. Like they have teams that they pay that they literally just research and just look at, what the facts are for that company. And then they'll make a decision off of everything that they've came together with. And they'll be like, okay, well, this company is either going to increase in value, so let's buy more stock in it, or this company is going to go down, so let's bet against that company. Let's bet and say that company is going to decrease in sales. But that's that on that. That was super interesting. But I've definitely been seeing a lot of more people get in tune with stocks, and like even my mom, Yesterday I dropped the kids off to her, and she mentioned something about it, which is something that we haven't talked about before. So it's just good to see, like, people waking up and, we figuring, how to put our dollars to use, the dollars that we have. We may not have millions or thousands, but, $10 and flipping that, like we do in the streets. Everybody don't start off with a bird. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't start off with a kilo. You'll go get you, a OZ. You might go get you a quarter pound, and you flip that, and you keep moving up the ladder. Next time you get a quarter pound, you flip that made a profit. Okay, I invest all that money back into that. Let me get a pound now. Get that. All right, cool. To the point where you able to, flip, and you're able to get kilos and move major weight. But that's the way that the stock market is made as well. From Reddit will try to boost up maybe Nokia. I don't know. But that's things that I've read. But I do also want to note that I bought Nokia, and I got the screenshot somewhere in October. And I think even before that, I think September. I bought some then, and it was like a couple of dollars, whatever, and I still have those. So if y'all gonna do that, appreciate you.